Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. We are here to do a live stream of the national championship game. The Houston Cougars versus the Florida Gators are fixing to tip off. All right, guys, it's Brad with College SportsCast. What is up? It is April 7th. It is the national championship game night. It is about to tip off. They are singing the national anthem right now. I do have the game on. Not sure how loud it would be for you guys. If you can hear it playing and echoing or anything, just let me know. Hammonds will be here in just a little bit and join me. I had a couple of people lined up and seemed like people were just dropping off like flies today to join us on the show. But we're going to get started anyway. If you're on Facebook, you can help support us by sending stars or by subscribing for 99 cents a month. You do get your own chat room and your own page when you subscribe for 99 cents a month. All right, guys. Houston pulled off the major shocking upset against Duke on Saturday night late and is in the final game, first time since 83 and 84. And the last time they were in the championship game was over 40 years ago with Akeem Olajuwon. So, it's big for them. What's up, Robert? Appreciate you. Jerry Carter. So I'm trying to see what Jerry said there. So he said he had Houston all along. He's sticking with that pick. Well, I had Florida in my brackets, so that's my pick. I'm sticking with it. However, man, Houston is going to be a problem tonight. I'm not even going to lie. I'm hoping that – so I had South Carolina last night, which didn't win, but in both the men's and the women's, I still had my champion in the game. So that's pretty good when you do your picks. I feel like that's pretty good to have both your men's and women's champions still in the game. And that's what I had last night, which is pretty cool. And then tonight I have the Florida Gators as my champion in my brackets and my pools. So yeah, it's pretty cool to have your champions still in the game when the night comes. So it's pretty cool. Hey, Hammonds is here already. What's up, Hammonds?
What's up, man? Where's Will?
He is not going to make it, I don't think. His dad was in the hospital or something.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be us.
That's fine.
So
my TV's a little slower than yours, so you're going to have to bear with me.
Yeah, mine is – I'm actually watching it on live TV. I'm not streaming this.
I just want to say
mine's
something.
Going to be –
Muhammad Diabate.
Mine's going to be a little bit faster than most people's tonight because I'm watching it on live TV. I'm not streaming this. So
I will say before we kind of get into this game, I think Pope did a really good job with this. Like, he buckled this one down and he didn't let it drag out like, how some of them have. He didn't let this guy get away. He in my opinion, Brad, I think he gave him an ultimatum. Like, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to fit into the Kentucky program. And I think, the Abate was wanting to close it down pretty quickly because they said he was wanting to make a decision pretty quick.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I think that's what happened today. I think the meeting over the weekend kind of settled that. So,
All right, John, give me your national championship pick before the game starts here. I'm going with Florida because I picked them in my brackets. I'm just going to stick with my guns, even though I think Houston is a very dangerous team and can win this thing.
I'll be honest with you. I like Houston, but where I'm kind of in between is where you got the Florida bigs. They're really really good. With Condon and Laughlin and
Condon's got to play better than he did the other night.
And Chinyalu, but Houston don't have Walter Clayton Jr. And that's where I kind of have my pick. But at the same time, Houston wears you down defensively. They wore Duke down in the second half. Duke didn't have a field goal.
Florida has been tremendous in the second half in the NCAA tournament.
They have.
Tremendous.
And I'm going to go as far as say that the last month, Walter Clayton Jr. has been the best player in college basketball.
I think so. I mean, honestly, all this talk of Cooper Flagg and Janai Broome all year, I mean, you got to give it to Walter Clayton Jr., man. Like, he's been fantastic.
He has. And not just him, you got Martin, Chinyalu, Condon, Will Richard. This whole team.
Elijah Martin the other night had some absolute just nasty dunks.
He did. And you look on the other side, you got LJ Cryer, Juwan Roberts, what's the Sharp,
Sharp's playing well too.
I'll be honest with you, this Houston team is fun to watch. And I'm gonna tell you, I wouldn't be upset.
Juwan Roberts has been there 6 years, by the way, guys. In this day and time, in the NIL and the transfer portal and all that, you seriously have a guy that was their sixth. This is his sixth season now. How injuries, I'm sure, has been a part of that and everything else. And he got the COVID year, so this is his sixth season. He was actually on this Houston team when Houston was there last time.
He said sending the link to Joel. That's Will, I think.
Okay. That is Will. Hang on a minute. Okay. Well, he said he was at the hospital and he didn't think he would make it. So hang on. I'll see if I can do that.
Here in just a minute.
Well, if I can get this to work, Will, while I'm doing this. I think this one's you. Okay. I think I did, Will. We'll see if he gets
I really like the guy from Oklahoma, Milos Uzan. I think he's been a big plus for Houston too.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, they've got some scores this time. I mean, they're not quite.
Speaking of Oklahoma, they picked up Nigel Pack today.
That Oklahoma did?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken.
I thought Oklahoma State picked up somebody kind of big today that I seen.
No, it wasn't Nigel Pack. It might have been It might have been my Nigel Peck.
I was thinking it was Oklahoma State.
Peck. It was Nigel Peck.
Oklahoma State?
Oklahoma State got Victorious Miller.
Victorious Miller. That's who it was.
Oh, in Oklahoma, the point guard, Duke Miles, he went to Virginia, which I think that's a pretty decent pickup. Duke Miles was pretty good when he played against Kentucky.
Yep. All right, guys, we are set for tip-off. It is the game. The game is fixing to tip off here between Houston and Florida. This is Houston's third national championship game appearance, and this is Florida's fourth national championship game appearance. Florida has 2 national championships, and Houston does not have any. They lost both in '83.
He says send him the link in the Slack channel.
I don't have that on this computer, man. I sent it to your email. Josh Hart's with us. Go Cougars, he says. So I'll talk a little bit about Phi Slamma Jamma tonight as this game goes on. There was a few years there that is definitely worthy of talking about. Houston really should have won a title back in them days, and we'll talk about some of that tonight as this game gets going here. Florida's in their first possession of the game.
Yeah, mine ain't even tipped yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm watching it live.
Mine's streaming.
Yeah. Robert says go Gators. Yeah, Will, it should be in your Yahoo account email. I sent it there.
Man, I tell you, this Houston team's physical, man.
Yeah, I'm probably a good 30 seconds to a minute ahead of you.
Yeah.
Houston scored first. They're up 2-0. So with me watching it live, it's going to be a little bit hard to do this. But I don't have CBS on my streaming stuff, so I'm watching it live. So I don't know if Will's going to be able to join or not, but so some of the storylines in this, I mean, you know, Florida won back-to-back championships in the mid-2000s, 2006 and 2007 with Billy Donovan. Their last championship game appearance, I think, was in 2014. Or maybe that was their last Final Four appearance.
Man, I tell you, I'm watching this Houston defense. They get after you, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they have the best defense in the country. So when I was a kid, Houston had a team that could just jump through this gym, and they were nicknamed the Phi Slamma Jamma. Akeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, and a point guard by the name of Michael Young was the leaders of those teams. And if you remember NC State and winning the championship in '83 and Valvano looking for somebody to hug at the end of the game and all that, they beat Houston on that last second. That's who they beat, was this Houston team in 1983. Everybody remembers Valvano and looking for somebody to hug and all that. And the Charles kid basically getting an alley-oop at the rim and dunking it and winning the national championship. But they beat this Houston team. And Clyde Drexler, Akeem Olajuwon, some Hall of Famers, legends of the game. And then in 1984, they come back and made the finals again and had one of the best teams in the country. And a guy by the name of Patrick Ewing and Georgetown beat them in the finals in 1984. So they lost back-to-back national championship games in 83 and 84. In 83, they were the heavy favorite against NC State. Man, alive. Elijah Martin's not scared. Not scared. Wow. Wait till you see that play, John. I'm not playing, man. That kid ain't scared. You're muted, man.
Oh, gosh. He said, won't let me join.
Yeah, I saw it. I sent it to his Yahoo email. All right, did you see the Elijah Martin play yet?
Not yet, no.
Man, are you like 5 minutes behind me or what?
Yeah, it's streaming really slow. Yeah, I've seen that. He wasn't scared of taking in there.
He's not scared, man. I'm telling you. What is he, like 6'3" or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
He took it in there amongst the trees. And is like not scared. Now, he didn't make the play, but man.
We're going to have to get some pads for this game, man.
Yeah, it's going to be physical, and so far it's back and forth. A little sloppy, to be honest with you, to start out with here in the first, for me, almost 5 minutes of the game. It's a little sloppy. There's been a few turnovers and stuff, kind of sloppy passes. Clayton Jr. bobbled just a dribble coming down the floor a while ago with a sloppy turnover. But it's the national championship game. There's a lot of jitters when these games get going, a lot of butterflies. There's a lot on the line for these kids and these young men tonight. I think you'll see the teams kind of settle down. But early on here, it's a little bit sloppy. Yeah, Jerry, I agree. It'll probably settle down soon. Like I said, you get jitters and butterflies for a big game like this, a national championship. So, but early on, it's been just a little bit sloppy, I think. So where are you at?
TV
Are
time.
you at? All right. I was just going to see if that's where you were or not. All right. So the first media timeout, the score is tied. Florida and Houston are 8 apiece. At the first media timeout, I wanted to see how far behind you were. So you're maybe a minute or so, I'm not sure, in real time that you're behind me. But it's 8-8 right now at the first media timeout. And like I said, it's a little bit sloppy to start out with. What do you see so far, John?
A little sloppy.
That's kind of expected, though, don't you think? Early on. In this game. I feel like it is. So if Todd Golden wins, he'll be the youngest coach since Jim Valvano in 1983. Oddly, they beat Houston. You know what, Jerry? I don't know what the spread was. I worked all weekend and I didn't see it. John, do you know what the spread was in this game?
Didn't even pay attention to it really today.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what the spread was, Jerry.
Good Lord, what a dunk.
All right. Just talking about the sloppy play. Florida had 2 turnovers, and Houston had 2 turnovers, I think. No, just Florida had a couple.
Walter Clayton Jr. looks out of sorts.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice dunk, man, by Houston there. Over the Houck kid. And he's got some size. Definitely has some size to him. And so that was a pretty impressive dunk. I mean, honestly, Clayton has really come on in the second half in most of these games. I mean, he had what, 23 points the other night in the second half? Isn't that right?
That Cougar defense is something else, man.
Well, I mean, let's be honest with you. That's what Houston has built, and Kelvin Sampson has built at Houston. That's what's kept them as a top 5 team, basically like the last 6 years, is their defense. And another storyline that you got to kind of bring up tonight is LJ Cryer. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but in 2021, LJ Cryer was a freshman on a Baylor team that won the national championship. LJ Cryer is trying to become the very first player to win 2 national championships with 2 different teams. It's never been done before. It'd be kind of impressive to have that stat line. Also, Kelvin Sampson would be the oldest national championship favored or national championship coach ever in the history of the NCAA tournament. Jerry says Florida was favored by 1.5. John, does that surprise you that Florida was favored?
A little bit.
All right, so I don't know where you guys are exactly at in here, but I've got Houston leading 12-10.
Where I'm
Houston's
at.
got the ball. So, anybody on tonight with us that has some money on this game? If so, what did you bet? Who'd you take? What did you bet? We can talk about that a little bit.
Both these teams are ice cold, man.
Yeah, there's not been a ton of scoring so far, but like I said, I mean, it'll settle down. You got a lot of jitters, butterflies going for a national championship. That's good, Jerry. At least I know somebody's watching it live like I am off just regular TV. All right, guys, this is where I am in the game. Hopefully, you will be there in just a second, but I am at the second media timeout. I think there's 10 minutes and 18 seconds left. and Houston is leading 14-10. We are nearly 10 minutes into this game, and Florida only has 10 points. John, is that alarming yet?
Yeah, it's a little bit, especially considering Florida's really good at hitting the three, and they're pushing them plumb off the 3-point line. They can't get anything. If that's the case, and Houston's hitting some shots, I don't like Florida's chances, to be honest.
I mean, they got to settle in here and start hitting some shots. If not, it's going to be a problem. I'm not alarmed yet. I mean, they're 4 of 12, so hit 2 more shots, and you're shooting 50%. So I'm not exactly alarmed yet. The problem is they're 0 of 5 from the 3-point line. That's where they're not hitting anything so far.
I'm gonna go get me something to drink. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Feels like
the problem
like
is that they're 0 of. All right, man. Yeah, absolutely, Jerry. That is Houston's game. That's what they're trying to do. But I mean, what I'm saying is Florida's got to get off the mat and get settled in here and start playing their game a little bit if they're going to have a chance. Because like I said, we're approaching 10 minutes left in the half. What's strange is Florida's only 4-12. Houston is 7 of 21 at the same time here. Houston has 9 more attempts. They're also 0 of 7 from 3-point land. So we're 10 minutes into this game and nobody's hit a 3. Uzan has 4. Condon has 4 for Florida. Yeah, I mean that's kind of a wild stat that they have that many more shots than Florida. They have 9 more shots. So I think Florida just hit their very first 3-point shot. It's 16-13 is what I have. So maybe that'll settle them in. And I'll get that off and get this back up here. It's hard to keep up with a basketball game with every score. So look at there. Florida just sank their second 3. Like I said, maybe that one shot will get them going. Will Richards is the one that's hit the 3s. I take that back. One of them was Chinulu, and one was Richards. I was trying to see who they were. Yeah, y'all said that at the same time. I thought it was kind of a crazy stat that they had that many more shots at the same point of the game. They still have 9 more shots. It's 24-15 attempts by Houston.
I'll be honest. I don't like the way Florida's playing right now.
They've picked it up here in the last little bit by hitting a couple of threes. Uh-oh. That was good defense right there, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. All right. So I am at the third media timeout. Florida is down 16-20 to Houston. I think there are 7 minutes and 42 seconds left. And we're at the media timeout. Like I said, Florida just picked up a couple of three-pointers, the first 2 of the game. They are now 2 of 8 from the three-point line, 6 of 16, and Houston is 10 of 24. They're still 0 of 7 from the three-point line, but right now winning the game 20-16, John.
Yeah, it just feels like, I don't know, man. Just feels like Florida's trying to fight to get back in the game, and that's what you don't want to do against Houston, because they wear you down.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, John. I think Florida wants to play that way. They have been coming from behind. They have closed out games. I don't think they're scared to play a game like that.
No,
even if it is Houston.
This is Houston. It's a lot different than playing somebody like Tennessee or.
Yeah, but I don't think they're scared to play a game that way. I really don't.
No, I don't either.
I mean, so far, Elijah Martin has 0 points, and Walter Clayton Jr. has 0 points. We are 12 minutes into this game, 12 plus, and 2 of their stars has 0 points, and it's just a 4-point game. I think that's probably a good sign as long as they pick it up and get in the game. Now, if they continue not being in the game and have very few points, then Florida's probably not winning this game. But L.J. Cryer also has 0 points in this game, John.
Yeah, it's I like L.J. Cryer. I thought he was good for Baylor when he was there. Then he went to where was he at before Houston? It was Baylor, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is just his. He's been.
I thought he was at another school. Is what I thought.
No. There's Al Horford, national champion. Just showed him in the crowd.
Yeah, there's probably quite a bit of former players there for some of these teams.
Yep. It just showed him in the crowd before they started the.
Did you see on the news? Was it yesterday, Saturday night, that the security wouldn't let Hakeem the Dream get?
I did see that, and that's ridiculous. How do you not know who Hakeem Olajuwon is? I mean, come on now, seriously. You don't need to be working a basketball game for NCAA March Madness if you don't know who Hakeem Olajuwon is. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Granted, it's in San Antonio, so Houston had their way with David Robinson. Hey,
I mean, good grief. Come on now. You live in Texas? You don't know who Akeem Olajuwon is?
he's a living legend, man.
Yeah, he was trying to get up on the floor to celebrate with the team the other night, and they wouldn't let him on the floor. The security. Ridiculous. Josh, I hope you're talking about what I said. I don't know how you don't know who Akeem Olajuwon is. It's ridiculous. Like, no, sir, you can't come up here. What? Akeem was just like, for real?
He didn't know. He was kind of flabbergasted. He didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, his face was just shocked. He was like, for real? Well, I tell you what, Houston can't throw it in the ocean from 3-point line either.
No, they're bad.
I mean, they can't throw it in the ocean. Standing on the beach.
You know what my papa used to say? They can't hit their self. How did he say that? He couldn't hit himself with the bass fiddle on his tail or something.
My dad always used to say he couldn't hit the broadside of the barn.
Yeah, that's.
Well, look at there. I said they couldn't hit a three, and Cryer steps up and hits one.
Florida just looks. They look exhausted, to be honest. They're wore out. I mean, Houston wears you out, man. I'm telling you, boys, Kelvin Sampson's a heck of a basketball coach. You can say what you want about the man.
Oh, he is. He's done a fabulous job at Houston. He was a good coach before that. I don't think he was a top 5 coach in the country before that, but he was a good coach. But since he's been to Houston, the last 6 years, he's been a great coach. Yeah, that was Cryer that hit that three. Oh, wow. The bank is open. Sorry, I had to use the Chuck line. The bank is open. Bank. Okay, guys. Timeout. Florida. So Florida had tied this game at 21 all. And in the blink of an eye, it is 29-21. And they just banked in a three. That's why I hollered, the bank is open. I can't let Chuck say it because he's not here. But we are at a Florida timeout.
I tell you something too. The way Florida is playing, they're not going to win this game. And I tell you, because they're trying to do too much. They're rushing stuff. And that plays right into Houston. That plays into their hands.
Well, what I'm seeing so far is Florida has, let's see, let me see how many they have. They have 9 first half turnovers. 9. They're down 29-21. They have 9 first half turnovers. Houston has 1. Right there's your biggest stat of the game so far.
Yep.
That's the reason why Florida looks out of sync, is because they have that run right there was dictated off of 2 Florida turnovers. They kind of look rattled. I mean, the stage, I mean, they're gonna have to settle down. I thought they had, and then they just lost touch right here quickly after they tied the game 21 all. Tyler, one of the owners, co-owner of Stadium Rent, was on with us here right here. So, Tyler, if you're still on with us, I hollered, the bank is open, because they're banking in threes.
Hold on a minute. I'm trying to get my
9 turnovers to 1. I'm telling you guys, that's got to change right now if Florida's going to stay in this game. Clyde, I agree with you. Houston defense is like that, but Florida has a 3-guard lineup that has been together for a couple of years. They should be able to handle that.
Yeah, this ain't no new thing for
No.
Houston. They've been like this for 3 to 4 years.
Tyler, I appreciate you stopping by if you are with us.
Here's some key stats for you. Florida shooting 8 of 21 from the field, 3 of 10 from 3. I tell you what's beating them.
9 turnovers.
9 turnovers.
I'm telling you, you can't have 9 turnovers to 1 for them and be in this game. But they still are. It's 29-23. It's only a 6-point game. It just went under the 4-minute mark. If you can close this game out before halftime and keep it within a 2-3 point game, a 1-possession game, then you're still right there in it. It's not like they're out of this game.
Did you see the video that somebody posted the Houston practice where they was diving for loose balls?
Oh, yeah. I sure did.
Somebody put on there, said one of Kentucky's players would have got hurt in that practice.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
If you're planning on all getting together, why stay in hotel rooms and not be together?
All right, guys, so we're at the 4th and final media timeout of the first half. Florida is down 23-29 with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left. Houston is ahead by 6. And, I mean, like I said, I think it's Florida's ball when we come out of this timeout. And if they can keep this as a 1-possession game going into halftime, as bad as Florida's played, I think they got to feel pretty decent if you can close out the half here.
I'm not trying to be mean, Clyde, but we don't care about Kentucky right now. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, man. Here's the deal. I don't do warm milk. Ugh. Yuck. Ugh. I don't even hardly drink milk. And I sure as crap ain't doing warm milk. I can tell you that. I like whole milk, all natural milk. I like milk from the cow milk. I don't like this old watered down stuff that they got. That's the way it tastes to me. It don't even taste like milk.
No.
Don't get me started on milk. All right, guys. So Florida is 9 of 29 from the field, 3 of 10 from the 3-point line. Like I said, they have those 9 turnovers. Houston is 13 of 31. So they still have 10 or 9 more shots. 2 of 11 from 3. And they only have the 2 turnovers. But like I said, man, it's only a 6-point game. There's Akeem Olajuwon right there. I wonder if that guy figured out who he is yet. I mean, good grief.
You know what I think? I think they said that he didn't have credentials. I say he got some credentials tonight.
Credentials. Like Akeem Olajuwon needs credentials or something.
That's what they said. They said that you had to have
I
credentials.
get it. I know. I've been there. Not this one, but at games like these. Yes, you do have to have credentials to get on there. Yes. However, I'm just not sure that Akeem Olajuwon needs to have a credentials when Houston's going to the national championship game. I think his credentials was pretty well documented.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Chinulu just missed it. Gimme. Man, Florida's had 2 opportunities to cut this to a 2-point or 1-point game and have come up empty. 2 minutes to go, a minute and 50. It's a 4-point game. Make it 6. I mean, Houston's defense is great. That's what they built this whole thing on. But I still feel like they had 2 chances there with 2 pretty good shots. One of them was a 4-footer by Chinulu that he absolutely should have hit. So does Walter Clayton get going? That's what I want to know. Because where's he been?
I think he stayed in Gainesville.
I mean, just so you guys are aware, Walter Clayton Jr. has 0 points. Zero. I also have 0 points. Just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I also have 0 points in this game.
Florida looks rattled, man.
Richards did hit a big three there. We are at a timeout with about 34.8 seconds left, something like that. It is a 3-point game. Houston is up 31-28. And it's 34 even, 34 seconds even. Josh, I will answer that after the end of this half here. Houston's ball, they have 22 seconds on the shot clock, so Florida will get this ball back.
If Florida goes down double digits, Josh,
Ooh.
Florida's in trouble.
No, they're not going down double digits here. No.
I'll say this. Houston has 2 of the greatest comebacks this season, Kansas and Duke.
Oh. Wow. I'm telling y'all, that was close to being a tie game. Richards just put up a shot. It's only a 3-point game at halftime, guys. 31-28. They are on pace for their average. It is a 31-28 halftime game here. And I will get that up on the screen here for you guys. All right, here we go. Halftime, it is 31-28. The biggest stat is the turnovers. Florida did not have any down the stretch. They have 9. Houston has the 2. It's 9-2 turnover battle. But I think the biggest stat of the game so far is that Walter Clayton Jr. has 0 points. I mean, John, we were talking about he could be the best player in the country before this game started, and we're sitting at halftime, and he has 0 points. I think that is, Florida has got to figure out a way to get Walter Clayton Jr. Going in this game.
Yeah,
in order for them to have a chance here.
If they're going to win this game, Walter Clayton's got to get some points on the board.
I mean,
he's got a lot of pressure on him too. Like he's their main guy.
I mean, he's only shot 4 times. He's got 4 shots. He's 0-4.
Well, if you watch the first half, they're double teaming him. They're swarming him. He can't get open.
Will Richards leads Florida with 14 points. Alex Condon has 6. So that's 20 of their 28 points right there. That's who is leading Florida. Will Richards is the one that's kind of leading the way right this minute. He has 14 of their 28. He has half of their points at halftime himself. I'm trying to see. Cryer has 5. Francis and Wilson has 7 and 6 off the bench for Houston. Nobody for Houston even has more than 7 points.
Mm-mm.
So they're doing it by a complete total team effort. You got 4, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6, 0, and 7. Of the 7 of the 8 guys have scored that's played for Houston.
Our show tomorrow night, we're going to have a lot to talk about tomorrow night.
Houston is 14 of 37 from the floor, shooting 37.8%. They are 2 of 14 from the three-point line, shooting 14.3%. They've only got
– Go ahead.
They've only shot 2 free throws, hit 1, and Florida has only shot 2 free throws.
I got to tell a funny story.
So that was a clean first half.
I got to tell a funny story on Brad, everybody. So me and Brad have been talking about the portal stuff. And Brad made a comment earlier about the way Kentucky, was handling the portal. And I'll just say, Brad, they don't want you to talk about the portal tomorrow night.
Killing me, guys. We got like 2 or 3 spots, and he's recruiting 47 guys. He's talked to 67 guys, I think, since the portal opened. And I mean, here's the deal. The hearing for the settlement did not get settled today. It is still ongoing. So right now, there still is no roster size increase. Right now, they still have to go by 13 spots. And we got Diabate today. If everybody comes back besides Kerr, and you got the 3 freshmen coming in and the now 3 that we've picked up in the portal, we got 11 guys. So that only leaves 2 spots open, and you're still recruiting Nate Ament as a freshman.
A big boom just happened while we was on the show.
For
JQ.
Really? Who got
him? But he's close. It's between it. I was sent a text. It's through that Big Blue portal, whatever. Apparently, it's between us and Auburn.
Us and Auburn had Zoom meetings with him tonight. I do know that. I've seen that.
It's between us and Auburn's making a push, but Kentucky is the favorite.
Well, you said a big boom. A boom means we got him.
A big update, what I meant to say. They said he's so close that he can commit at any time.
Wouldn't that be odd? I mean, y'all think about this for a second. About a year ago, he decommitted from Kentucky. It's been almost a year. And then to think about that he would commit back to us a year later. That's the landscape of college basketball right now. it's really kind of crazy.
And, if he does commit, it comes full circle once again.
He literally decommitted from us in a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, maybe a week at the most. It'll be a year. Because Pope was hired on the night of April the 11th.
Here's the latest update. Between UK and Auburn, they're getting close to a commitment. Auburn is making a push. Went into the night as UK
SR guys, what's up? I think it's Jamie.
Auburn making a push. Went into the night as UK is the favorite. It's very, very close.
And SR Stadium Rant, by the way, that's at the top of our show there on the right-hand corner. That's
Is Jamie from Stadium Rant?
He is.
Yep.
He is.
I don't know, Jamie. There's a bunch of people on there I don't know.
Well, altogether, there's like 200 of us or 150 of us or something.
Now, there's 3 or 4 people I know that, me and you contact with, like Howie and John, and there's a few that I know personally, but
I appreciate some of these.
Is he NFL?
I think so. I think he does some pro stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to hop on the pro train, but talking about the Cowboys would be a disaster.
But he writes for Stadium Rant and does some stuff. I've shared some of his stuff on X, on Twitter. So that's how I know who he is. I appreciate the SR guys hopping on and commenting and being with us tonight. Will was one. Tyler Lamb's been on here with us. What I said is one of the co-owners.
Co-owners, yeah.
Yeah. Here's Tyler. He's one of the co-owners of Stadium Rant. So we appreciate.
I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna say this. Hush, Jerry. He said, "Yeah, John, we don't need no cowboy stuff on here." Yeah, well, the 49ers ain't much either, so.
I don't like either damn one of them. So
I'm working on it, Clyde. Me and Brad are that's
I'm working to try to get I got a feeling I can get some individual game credentials, Clyde. But to get actually in the door and be full-time media form takes a lot, man. So we're working on things, Clyde.
It's a long process, and even on football side of things, football is probably even harder to get.
They're both really hard, but I do know people on both sides now, and they know who I am, and we're trying our best to
people know
build a reputation and be able to get in the door with stuff like that. So
people actually know you.
Believe it or not, I've shook hands. I've met Greg Sankey.
People really know who Brad Harvey is?
Just saying. Like, I've talked to him, shook hands, met him. I've met Mitch Barnhart, talked to him.
If he really knew who you was, would he really want to be around you then? No, I'm just kidding.
Just saying.
Everybody, let me tell you about Brad. He didn't even buy my dinner when we had our Christmas dinner. Ain't that bad of a friend?
Oh my goodness.
It's a terrible friend. That's what I call that.
I thought he was supposed to buy my dinner.
All joking aside, I do want to say this real quick before we get back into the game when it comes back home about the whole Jaden Quainance deal. I know a lot of people are weary of it because of his dad. I've seen some comments today that his dad had a lot to do with it. I get that, but the kid went to Arizona State. He got him a bag. He actually had a really good season. Now, he's not a great
Pretty
shooter.
good.
He's not a great shooter. He is more of a inside guy that can, dominate the paint, dominate the boards, block shots,
Physical presence down low.
athleticism. Kentucky hasn't had that for a while. Now they
Let me
had
tell
some.
you. Let me tell you what Jaden Quaintance could do. He could be an 18 and 12 guy in March next year, and he has an ACL about 6 weeks ago. I mean, if he's not ready in October, 1st of November, I'm going to be okay with that because the goal is for us to have a kid that can dominate in March.
Yeah, and you probably get him back. I say after Christmas.
If he can be back by the 1st of January in SEC play, then I think you take Quaintance. I think you take.
And I know
JQ
people
back.
are kind of down on the Diabate thing, but let's hear that. If you watch some of Alabama's games, he plays hard. He runs the floor. He defends. He's athletic. Something that Pope lacked last season. And by the way,
Clyde, I seriously doubt that
that's
Cooper
not
Flag
happening.
comes back. He's a number one pick.
That is not happening.
Whoever told
you that, or a lot of people said that, but
there's been a lot of people that have been saying it, but that's just crazy talk.
I got oceanfront property in Somerset. If that happened,
Yeah.
Some in Kentucky too.
I'm telling you, man, that's just.
Oh, Monica's here. She's a Georgia fan, ain't she?
And she lives in Georgia. She's from Georgia, so you got to give her.
Gator.
She's not a Gator fan. Okay, not at all.
Yeah, she don't like the Gators. But my take on the whole Jaden Quaintance thing is you get this kid, say he's not, like you said, say he's not ready by October. You get him back around Christmas, New Year's. You get him, you kind of ease him into the lineup with what they got coming. I think
you get him through the SEC play and get him ready for March. And I'm telling you, he has the kind of talent that can be dominant down low and be a 16 and 10, 18 and 12 guy, down low, physical, in the paint, rebounding, blocking shots. He's a good shot blocker as well. Jerry, man, we love you, man. You're always here with us. We appreciate you. Yeah, Clyde, I just can't see it, man. I mean, you can't give up that kind of money. All right, so it is halftime of the game. We got the score up there for you guys. It is 31-28 Houston at halftime. Florida has not shot well. Walter Clayton Jr. has not even scored. He absolutely has to get in this game. Houston is playing kind of Houston ball right now. They have held them to 28 points at halftime. Here's the deal. I think Florida's going to have to get going offensively enough to score 70 points in this game. That means they got to score at least 42 points here in the second half to have a legit shot to win this game. I think if this is a 64-60 game or a 65-62 game, Houston probably wins this. I said the same thing
You want to know what I
about the
just
Duke
read?
game.
You want to know what I just read? This is from Jacob Meyer. I think he's NBA. He said that there are 0 5-star recruits in tonight's national championship game.
Yep.
0.
Yeah. I believe that. Elijah Martin started at FAU. He was not highly. Walter Clayton Jr. started at Iona. He wasn't highly rated. But these kids have been in this system now for a couple of years, and this isn't their first year in doing this. Houston, LJ Cryer was a 4-star. I'm almost positive. And I'm sure they have another 4-star kid or two on that Houston team. Will Richards, again, is leading Florida with 14 points. Alex Condon has 6. Florida's leading the boards 22-19. And neither team is shooting all that well. Both are actually shooting 37.8 and 37.9. It's just that Houston has quite a few more shots. 8 more shots, 37 to Florida's 29. Mainly because of 7 extra turnovers. So there's your extra shots. You're talking about them double teaming Walter Clayton Jr. on the outside out there. You got to get to the basket. You've got to get to the free throw line. You've got to do something to get in this game. I'm not saying you're going to stand out. He's 0-4 from the field, but he's 0-4 from the three-point line. If they're taking away the three-point line, he's got to get in this game some way and somehow. I don't care if he's driving to the basket. I don't care if he's getting to the free throw line. He has to get in this game and get engaged for Florida to have a chance.
All these starters look to be 30 years old. They look old.
Well, Juwan Roberts has been there. This is his 6th year at Houston.
Didn't you say one of them? You said one of them was there been there since the Obama administration.
No, that wasn't this kid.
That was another one.
Yeah. I was just joking, man. It's a joke.
All joking aside, though, Perry Ellis, he seemed like he was there forever at Kansas.
Yeah, that was somebody we were talking about today. I said he was there during the Obama years in the White House. He still played college ball. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes to crown a champion. Houston 31, Florida 28. I think we're going to have a nail biter here. I don't really think we're going to see one team. I mean, we might see a team pull away 6 or 8 points, maybe 9, something like that. But I don't see one team pulling away by 15 points. Do you?
I will say about Florida, one thing that has really helped them is their second chance points. If they don't have a few of those, they're probably not in this game.
Yeah. They're out rebounding him 22-19, and Houston's a very – I don't know if y'all seen the end of the Duke game or not, but they just crashed. Duke didn't get nothing on the rebounds the last, 3 minutes of that game.
Houston's bench is wearing them out too, Florida.
All right, guys, we are underway in the second half.
I hate that Will didn't show up tonight. I was wanting him to show up.
I think he's at the hospital with his dad.
This is where Florida shines, so we'll see where they.
I mean, guys, in the second half, Florida has played some real good ball. We were talking about the Duke game and the closeout. Let's not forget Florida's closeout against Texas Tech in the Elite Eight. I mean, they closed that game out 18-4. I thought they were dead in the water.
Quick question. I figured this was his last year, but this is Martin and Clayton's last season, right?
It's Clayton's for sure, and I'm pretty sure this is Martin's last year as well, too. Pretty sure.
They don't get a 6th year.
Not that I'm aware of, unless they change some rules.
Well, the reason I say that is because some people still got COVID eligibility. I didn't know.
Well, I think this is their COVID year because they played. I'm pretty sure this is their COVID year.
Well, there's some coming next year in some of these teams that still have a COVID. They still have a COVID year. There's some guys that still have one.
Well, because
not
of
many
injuries or something. Yes.
Not many, but a few.
I'm almost certain this is Clayton's last year.
I love Bill Raftery.
And I'm pretty sure that Elijah Martin played 4 years at FAU.
Yep. I love Bill Raftery. The kiss.
He's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good. Man to man.
Send it in, Jerome.
Yeah. He said it with the Elijah Martin one the other night.
And then, if somebody takes off and, gets around, he said, they just left some lingerie on the deck.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Grant Hill does a good job, too, by the way.
Yeah, Grant Hill was one of my favorite players growing up.
I don't think I could go that far.
Even though he was a Dookie, he was a good player.
I don't think I could go that far, but he does a good job on here, I think.
So you're telling me that Christian Laettner wasn't your favorite player?
Listen, Grant Hill is really and truthfully the only Duke player that I could ever stomach. The only one.
Not even Grayson Allen?
God. None of them. Grant Hill is quite possibly the only Duke player that I could stomach. And I didn't like him, didn't pull for him in college, but in the pros, before he got hurt, people don't remember how good Grant Hill was. Well, they were just running Clayton Jr. off a lot of screens. Of course, they get called for an offensive foul screen. I don't know about that. Telling you, I'm not so sure about that call. I fully agree with you, Josh, on that. Was definitely not one of my favorite players. I can promise you that. That is a flat no.
Clayton has no eligibility left, Jerry said.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think him and Martin are both done. Yeah. Elijah Martin, too. So Houston's kind of pulled this out just a little bit here starting out. It's a 7-point game.
There was Greg Sankey. He was at the game.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was
he's
sitting right
there.
there next.
Yeah, he's there. Okay. Quickly here, Houston has pushed this game out to a 10-point game. They just hit a three, pushed this game out. It is 40-30. We're about
Florida just looks defeated.
We are about at the 17-minute mark. And Houston is taking control of this game. Florida absolutely has to get going here to stay in this game. I just said I didn't think either team was going to
The thing with Florida tonight,
pull this out. But
it just looks like that their legs are tired. They're walking through screen. Like, it's just Houston has wore them down.
well, let me tell you what I see. When your best player is playing like that right there, I mean, he literally just drove the lane and threw it to nobody.
He's off.
I mean, just threw it out, just turned and threw it straight out of bounds. Now they're double teaming him, and he's having a hard time. But this game is they're fixing to lose touch here. Houston's on an 8-0 run in the last minute and 42 seconds. All right, guys, this is the score, and honestly, I'm kind of shocked what's going on here after halftime. I thought for sure Florida would come out and make this a game, but Houston has just come out and took control of this game inside the first 4 minutes here. There is 15:48 to go. Florida already has 3 turnovers. Like I said, Clayton Jr. just turned around, threw it out of bounds a minute ago. They have 3 turnovers in the second half. They are not winning this game playing the way that they are. Houston still has 2 turnovers. Florida has 12. Clayton Jr. has 0 points and 3 turnovers. Now, it does have 6 assists, but no points is not going to win Florida a ball game. LJ Cryer now has 12. He's kind of come alive here. Hit a couple of shots here in the second half. He had 5 at halftime. He now has 12. He is Houston's leading scorer. And the
I was going to
Cougars,
say something yesterday when the women's was playing. The hurt that Malaysia Fowali felt after that game. I don't know if you've seen that interview.
I seen a piece of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
She was very distraught.
Oh, yeah.
Dawn Staley's a really good coach, and I think next season, she'll motivate her kids.
Well, I mean, John, I said before this season started talking about the women that as good as I thought South Carolina was, I thought they were going to have a little bit of trouble because they just didn't have that size down low. And really and truthfully, Sarah Strong and stuff, I mean, they just couldn't handle the low post.
And Fudd and Beckers, like it was a dominant performance. And to do that twice, beat them like that twice in 1 year.
It was a masterful performance, to be honest with you. Okay, it is Houston's ball.
Josh said he's going to bed. He's got to get up for work at 3.
Josh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being with us, man.
I'm going to leave the live up so I can listen to y'all.
Oh, okay. All right. Appreciate it, man.
We're cool cats now.
I appreciate it, man. All right. They got to stop. They have cut it to 10 now, so I'll take that down. But I like doing these championships. We did a football live like this as well this year, guys, for the national championship game. So it was fun doing that. I was planning on doing one last night for the girls' game, but I had to work. So I didn't get to do it for the girls' game last night. Didn't get to do that last night for the girls' game, unfortunately. But we're on tonight doing the men's March Madness, the championship game here. So it's fun to do these. Maybe we'll try to do some of these, do something every once in a while for other games as well. But the championship games are real fun to do. I think I enjoy kind of commentating the games, updating you guys, talking about the players, talking about storylines. Speaking of storylines, John, this would be Houston's very first national championship. When I was growing up as a kid, Houston basketball was a powerhouse. And they kind of lost touch with their program before they hired Calvin Sampson. Calvin Sampson was interviewed tonight before this game started. And, John, I don't know if you caught this interview or not, but Calvin Sampson said when they first hired him, they literally had to beg students to come to the game because they didn't have no crowd. Nobody was even showing up to ball games when he got hired.
That's tough when you're in that position, but to see where they are now.
He's been there 11 years, by the way. It took him a few years to get going, but gosh, the last 6 or 7, they've been dominant. Like, I don't even know.
Well, I mean, they went to the Final Four. At the end of the year,
they've been in the top 5 or 10 every single year.
Well, they went to the Final Four during COVID. If you remember that, they went. They had think, was that their last Final Four?
I think so. Yeah.
It
Before
was,
this. Yeah.
And then, they've been to the Sweet 16, Elite Eights. They've just been so close, Brad.
Yeah.
And tonight they're close to breaking that and pull. Basically, let's just say what it is. It's a redemption story. A team that's, I think, a team of destiny, man. Like and you look back early in the season, they weren't playing great to start the year.
Yeah, but their record is 34 or 35-4. Do you know that 3 of their losses was in overtime?
Yeah.
They only have 1 loss all year in regulation.
San Diego State.
1 loss all year long in regulation. There's Carl Lewis. Track star Carl Lewis. I don't know if you guys know, but Houston has some stars. Jim Nance.
The Dream. You wonder where Clyde Drexler's at tonight.
Oh, I'm sure Clyde's around somewhere. Robert, appreciate you being with us, man. If you got to get up at 4:30, I understand. I appreciate you being with us. I'm glad you guys enjoy this live. Like I enjoy doing this.
This is actually longer than the football one we did.
I don't know if it's longer than the football. The football one was almost 4 hours.
I was snoozing on the couch, remember?
Yeah, it's longer to you because you slept through half of it.
Oh, mercy.
You sound like
Well,
those kids. You sound like those kids on a road trip, those kids that sleep half the trip in a car. They're like, oh, wow, we're already here?
Yeah. Well,
no
the
wonder.
thing was the game wasn't even exciting until like the fourth quarter. It was
Like,
basic.
well, that was a short trip. Well, no wonder it's a short trip. You slept half of it. You had to be there. It's all I know. All right, guys, we are at the 14-minute mark. It's a 10-point game, 44-34. Houston's going to the line. They hit 1 or 2. It's an 11-point game.
I noticed in some of these videos and pictures that there's a lot of coaches there. Chris Beard's there. Nate Oates is there.
Oh, most of your coaches are there. Pope's there.
Pope's there.
Yeah, Pope's there. Most of your coaches are there. Because they do the awards. They do all-star games during the Final Four. There's a lot of stuff that goes on at the end of the game, at the end of the year, at the Final Four. Same thing on the women's side. So a lot of the coaches show up.
It's hard to believe that after tonight we're not going to have much basketball for another till November.
Nope. That's the sad part about the end of this tonight is another season will be done. The whole one shining moment thing will happen here in about 30 minutes or so. And we will crown another champion and a coronation of a season. The 2025 college basketball season will be over.
Yep. And then we'll move on to portal season.
The WNBA draft is a week from tonight.
And the
the
NFL
14th.
draft is coming up pretty soon.
And I am going to do a little bit on that. I'm expecting Georgia Amore to be a first-round pick. I've covered the women credential media for them. So I will be doing a little bit on that. I do expect her to be a first-round pick, so I'm going to cover a little bit of that. I mean, I follow the NBA. I like the NBA playoffs. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't follow a whole lot of it during the year, but I do like the NBA playoffs still.
We're going to the monitor.
Yeah, that's what the holdup has been the last little bit. There's been a review or two. I think there was 2 of them or something. So we're back playing again now. Thank goodness. We're approaching the 13-minute mark in the game. Houston's up 9.
They're starting to call a lot more fouls now.
They have in the second half. For sure, they've called more fouls so far. Okay. Florida's making a little push here. All right, guys. Florida's making a push. Very nice block on LJ Cryer. 3-point shot by Halk. A good dish back to him. He draws a foul, goes for an N1 here. A little bit over 12 minutes. It is now a 4-point game. 45-41. And, John, I know I'm ahead of you. Martin splashed a 3. They get this block and a steal here. Houck's going to the free throw line. There is a timeout. Okay, I don't think this is actually the media timeout. We are not under the 12-minute mark here. There's 12 minutes and 6 seconds. I think Houston called a timeout here. I have it turned down kind of low. I know you guys can hear it probably, but with these headphones on, I can't hear everything that's going on. But I think Houston called the timeout here. Houck has a chance to cut this to a one-possession game, a 3-point game, if he can hit this free throw out of this timeout. Florida's made a run. So Houston had a 12-point lead, 42-30. And Florida is trying to make a run here, John. You're muted.
They're hanging tough here. It's Florida ain't gonna quit. We've seen that all tournament.
I mean, they've been a second half team. And Clayton Jr., while getting double teamed and still can't get open to get shots, he did go to the free throw line and hit 2 free throws. So he has scored here in the second half. And that's one thing I said, even if he can't do a bunch of scoring, he's got to get engaged in this game and get something on the board. Okay. I ain't put up with a bunch of silly stuff, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I mean, while some of that is true, that's not this platform.
no.
For real.
Oh, mercy.
Nice run here by the Gators to make this a game here in the second half.
Don't worry, Brad. You'll have to repent of your sins after this.
Like I said, while some of that is true, everybody does. That's not this platform.
Very true.
You're in the wrong realm here, dude.
Yeah. Just about guess who that was. Was it from the YouTube account?
Yeah, it was you too.
Yeah, I can about guess.
They must have used that as the media timeout. I thought they were going to go to a media timeout here, but they didn't. Because it wasn't under the 12-minute mark. I didn't think they could do that. They do it in the women's game sometimes, but Well, Florida big man just missed 2 free throws. The score right this minute is 48-42. Florida had cut it to 3. Houston hit a big 3.
Grant Hill does a really good job.
He does.
He's kind of entering the game, and he knows the game, and he can,
The one thing I'll say about Florida is that they have come from behind in some of these games. I don't think they're going to be scared. I don't think they're going to wilt. I think they're going to keep some pressure and some effort here. Now, whether or not they can do it against Houston, as tough as they are, is a different story, but I think they're going to keep the effort going. So we are under 10 minutes to go in this game. It is a 6-point game, 48-42. There's 9 minutes and 48 seconds left in the game. Florida has the ball. One thing they can't do is continue to turn the ball over. Wow. This game's kind of getting exciting down the stretch. John, what are you staring at?
Oh, I'm just looking. I got the game like right next to me on my phone, on my computer.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Are you saying I jinxed them, Jerry? Is that what you're saying? Nine minutes, 48-44, Houston.
Just feels like Florida is just creeping. But when they do, Houston makes a big shot.
They're pushing them. I'm telling you, Florida's rebounding really well. I'm going to look at the stats here, but they're rebounding really well. (36-30). Seems like it's a little better than that, but that's what the stats say. So I got it as a 3-point game, 48-45. Florida is fighting. Houston's ball. Near turnover there by Houston. Boy, that was close. They called it Houston's ball out of bounds. Clayton Jr. just scored his first bucket, went to the basket, got fouled, has a chance to come back after the timeout and tie this ball game. And won. We are going to the third media timeout. This is where we are, third media timeout. We are at under 8 minutes. It's about 7 minutes and 54 seconds. The score is 48-47. Walter Clayton Jr. just hit his first bucket in this game. He was 0 of 6 from the field before that shot. He does have 7 assists. A steal, a block. Their leading scorer is still Will Richards with 14. He had 14 at halftime. And they're doing this and on the way back from a 12-point deficit. Condon has 10. Alex Condon has 10. Richards 14. LJ Cryer has 15 for Houston. The only player in double figures. Jerry, I think it is going to be a good one down the stretch here. I'm telling y'all, Florida has come back in almost every game. They come back against Auburn. They were down in the second half to about 12 minutes to go against Auburn and come back and won. They were down 8 at halftime against Auburn in the semifinal game. It's Clayton Jr. time. He's closed these games out pretty strong. Can he do it again? What do you think, John? You think he can close this game out?
It's possible. He's done it against Texas Tech. Did it against Auburn. He's done it all year long.
Well, he just tied it. Went to the free throw line and tied it. It's 48 all. Florida shot 44 attempts. Houston has 59. They have 15 more shot attempts. I think they just called a technical foul on Chinulu. Bounced the ball kind of hard against the floor. Got to keep your cool in these situations, John.
Yeah, you can't do that and get upset in that kind of game.
He thought he didn't foul. I mean, you got to keep it cool. I mean, this game's on the line. National championship's on the line. They had just tied this game up, and now from the free throw line, Houston has a shot to go up by 4. Four free throws. 2 technical.
Just
and
something
2.
That kind of reminds me of the time that Humphrey did that at Texas A&M.
Well, they hit 3. They hit 3 out of 4, so they got 3 points out of that. So now they're ahead 51-48.
He missed the second, or missed the third.
Yeah. They hit 3 out of 4, so. But it's Walter Clayton Jr. time. He just had another and one.
He knows how to take games into his hands.
The kid's really clutch, man. This kid has the clutch gene. I'm not even playing.
Who's that remind you of?
I'm telling you, this kid has the clutch gene. It's a tie game, 53 all, 6 minutes to go. Houston's ball. Sharp just hit a clutch 3. Jerry, you're exactly right. What a game this has become. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be a great game, but Florida has really tried here. Walter Clayton Jr. has come alive down the stretch here. You got to give that kid a lot of credit, man. He was 0-6, had 2 points, 0 at halftime. Clayton, yeah, man, back and forth game right now. So we've got a timeout here in the action. I'm not sure who took that timeout. It's not a media timeout. It is 56-55 with 5 minutes and 32 seconds to go. That's the score. It's not the timeout yet, but that's the score. Clayton says Florida called the timeout. So we got a foul on Houston. Florida going to the line.
Jawan Roberts is playing big.
That is the current score. It's under 5. 4:40 to go. Houston's ball. Wow. What a rebound dunk. .345 to go. It's 60-57. Okay, guys, we're at the fourth and final media timeout. We're in the second half. The score is 60-57 Houston. There's 3 minutes and 24 seconds left to go. And y'all gonna have to give me a second here. I think I'm gonna have to plug in.
I'm always trying to learn about money and finances. The Experience app can help you build your credit, buy new credit cards, car insurance, save time and money, and overall just help you gain more knowledge. So download the Experience app right now. Welcome to Visible, the ultimate wireless app.
Give me a second, guys.
Are you excited for? Are you excited for the early top 25 for next year after this game?
Oh, hell no. You know I hate that crap.
Oh, I knew I'd give you a hard time about it.
Especially when you got the transfer portal going on and everything going on.
Nobody really knows what the roster is.
No. I'm sure Duke will be the favorite to win it all next year somehow.
Well, the Boozer twins. I don't think. Here's my thing. I don't think they're as good as Cooper Flag.
Nope.
Like, neither one of them.
I don't think they are. Cooper Flag's better. Pretty sure. Except somebody forgot to give Cooper Flag the clutch gene.
Yeah. Walter Clayton, man, he's something.
Clayton, I'm telling you, man, Clayton he's got the clutch gene.
You gotta feel bad for Houston if they lose this game because they had ample chances to put this game away.
Wow. I think Florida just tipped that in for Houston on a rebound.
I think they did too.
I was looking down trying to post the score here, but I think Florida tipped that in for Houston. Clayton said they did. I mean, it looked just like Florida tipped that in for Houston. Tied, 2:16 to go. Houston ball, 62 all.
God. This has been an insane game, man. I believe he did. I rewatched that. I believe he did tip that in.
I'm pretty sure that Florida tipped it in. I mean, they won't get credit for it. Whoever was closest, the Houston player, get it. But Florida actually tipped that in.
Yeah.
So they called the foul down low. Houston's going to the line.
For 2.
Yeah, I think they're in the double bonus.
I think it's Tugler in it.
Yep. A minute 50 to go. 63-62. Houston hit 1 or 2. Florida failed to score on their possession. Great block on a 3-point shot, man. .3 on the shot clock. Houston's ball out of bounds. So they're reviewing that out of bounds. They called it Florida's ball. They're going to review this and see who it went off of. Looks like it did go off the Houston player, Tugler, I think. There is a minute and 21 seconds on the clock. We are under official review. I'm sure they will look at the time as well on this while they are looking at it. It is Florida's ball, and they do leave the clock at 1:21 remaining. Y'all, we've got a game coming down the stretch for the national title. And the football game we did the live on, it come down the stretch too in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. It wasn't great up until then, but it
Wow. They didn't get that. Got it down low.
Man, LJ Cryer is killing Houston. He's turned the ball over so much.
Okay, guys, the score is still 63-62. I think Tugler just fouled out.
He did.
Florida is at the line. They just tied it. Elijah Martin is at the line. Florida's first lead since 8-6. That is Florida's first lead in this game since the score was 8-6. There is 46.5 seconds to go, John.
This is insane.
Elijah Martin just stepped to the line, hit 2 free throws. Clayton, I think, are you pulling for Florida? Are you a Florida fan?
Who, me?
No, Clayton Brock. Do you know Clayton Brock? He's on
Who he
Facebook.
is.
I had Florida in my brackets, so Kentucky fan. Okay, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
SEC, all right. But we got a national title game coming down to the wire. Houston's got it out of bounds here. There was 46 seconds left. It's Houston's ball. Oh my gosh, Houston just kicked it out of bounds. It's Florida's ball, 26.5 seconds, up 1.
Oh, my goodness.
Houston's fixing to have to foul. It's under review for out of bounds. There's 26.5 seconds on the clock. This went off of the Houston player's shin. I think that's Sharp. Yep, that's Sharp. Hit his knee, shin, and kicked it out of bounds. I mean, get this ball into Clayton Jr. and let him hit 2 free throws. He's like 88 or 90%. Clayton Jr. $26.6. They put a tick of a tenth of a second on the clock. It is Florida's ball inbounding. Up 1. Don't. Oh, man, I thought they just committed a turnover there. The Cardinals sin. Not by a steal, by just a bad pass. Man, that almost went out of bounds. Florida went to the line, Aberdeen, and he just missed it. He gets a second one, but he missed the first one. Hit the second. Florida is up 2 with 19.7 seconds left. Yes, almost a turnover. I was about ready to have a heart attack. That was a terrible pass. Houston does have a chance to win it here. He went 1 for 2 at the line. We're gaining some ground here at the end of this game. There's like 30 or some people on with us.
How many's on with?
It got up to like 31 a second ago with people on with us. Houston does have a chance here, guys. The national championship is on the line. We've got a one-possession game, Houston ball. Florida has taken the lead for the first time since 8-6. There's 19.7 seconds left. Houston called a timeout here to set up a play. Who do you go to, John?
I think you got to go to L.J. Cryer or, Miles Uzan. Like, they're probably or Roberts. I don't know. Like,
Sharp just kicked it out of bounds off his knee, so you can't go to Sharp, right?
no, well, not in this certain instance, no.
L.J. Cryer has won a national championship before. Baylor, 2021. He's got the ball. They go to Usain. The game is over, y'all. Florida won the national championship. Houston could not get a shot off. Wow. He jumped to get a shot off. They got in front of him to block it. He threw the ball to the floor, and it was like 3 seconds to go, but there was nobody around, and he couldn't touch it, or it would have been a turnover. Wow, man. I love it for Florida, but, man, I feel so bad for Houston. They have lost 3 championships now in the worst way possible. Holy shit. Like, wow. Like, he literally threw the ball down and there was nobody around. He couldn't touch it. He would have traveled. There was like 3 seconds to go. But he jumped up to shoot it. A guy jumped in front of him to block it. It was Sharp. And the clock runs out. Condon dove on the ball, but the clock just runs out. Wow. Man, I just got through saying you couldn't go to Sharp, and that was Sharp again. He kicked it out of bounds off his own knee the play before that when they were down one. And then he makes the end play where he can't even get a shot off. Yeah. Would have been a travel is absolutely right. It's a terrible way to lose. I feel really bad for Houston. I am not going to agree with that, Scott. Like, I think this was a very hard fought game. Clayton Jr. was very clutch down the stretch, man. I mean, just clutch. Florida 65, Houston 63. Wins their third national championship. And the SEC gets a national championship. South Carolina lost last night. They had won 3 on the women's side. This is the SEC's first men's national championship since 2012 in Kentucky. Florida is celebrating right now. And Clayton Jr. ends up with 11 big points. He had 0 at halftime. I said he has to find a way to get in this game. He only shot 3 of 10. He was 0 of his first 6. But going to the free throw line, he was 4-4 from the free throw line, helped him get engaged in this game. And he winds up with 11 big points in the second half. Will Richards leads Florida with 18 points, Alex Condon 12, and Walter Clayton Jr. 11. Elijah Martin has 7. LJ Cryer has 19 for Houston.
Well, we can at least say we beat a national champion
in a losing game here. Yeah, we did beat Florida, but it didn't matter. Now it don't matter. That game don't matter.
Mm-mm. Not now, no.
I mean, Jerry, to be honest, if this team could have stayed healthy, I think it would have been a different game. But I mean, they just couldn't stay healthy, so had some injuries to deal with and surgeries, and I mean, just stuff that happened.
Yeah.
That Florida game, we were healthy.
I don't know what Sharp was doing on that last play.
I don't either, man. The last 2 plays, that Sharp kid was not sharp. That was a little play on words, in case you didn't realize that. He was not sharp. So Florida had 13 turnovers. They had 12 after the first 3 minutes of the second half. So they had 1 turnover down the stretch. And Houston wound up with 9. They had 2. So they had 7 turnovers down the stretch. Yeah, I'm telling you, Sharp was not sharp down the stretch. When the game was on the line, I believe I would have had the ball in LJ Cryer's hands. He did lead you with 19 points tonight.
Yeah.
Sharp had 8.
is a national champ.
Go back and watch Cooper Flagg's last seconds against Clemson. It'll make you laugh. It's like a banana peel, I'm telling you. It's crazy. I saw the clip the other night. Sorry. You brought it up. It's your fault, Carter.
Well, it's time to go to bed, Brett.
So we are crowning an SEC championship for the first time since 2012. It was a hell of a game. I thought there early in the second half it was going to get out of hand. I thought, Houston had a 12-point lead in the second half and lost this game. You don't see that very often. I'm going to say that's, close to a record. Hadn't been done for a long time. I know that Greg Sankey is very happy to have an SEC championship coming back to the SEC this year, especially since South Carolina didn't win last night, got 1 or 2 here. And it's big for the SEC in men's basketball. Let's be honest. They haven't won a championship in a long time. 2012, this was the first time they even played for a championship in the national championship game since 2014 in Kentucky. And hadn't won it since 2012 in Kentucky. So
what's crazy is the Gators was dead in the water with 15 minutes to go.
They're down 12. Yeah. First media timeout, it was 42-30.
Yeah.
In the second half. Congratulations to the Florida Gators. Todd Golden, youngest coach since Jimmy V in '83 to win a national championship. He's only 39 years old. I feel really bad for Houston and Kelvin Sampson. I mean, the Houston fans, they've lost some really tough national championship games, man. Go back and look. They've lost some really tough games. It's a tough one. That Sharp kid, like I said, he was not sharp at the end of this game. Congratulations to the Florida Gators. I hope you guys enjoyed being on with us tonight. We had several on here at the end of the game and had fun doing this with you guys. We will do a show probably tomorrow night. The coach looks younger than some of his players. He's 39, actually, but he really doesn't look it. So we appreciate you being on with us and enjoying the live stream with us here during the national championship game. Enjoy one shining moment. We're going to get off here and watch it ourselves. So congratulations, Houston and the Florida Gators. Got to give a shout out to Houston. They had a hell of a season, and we appreciate good basketball. And they, for years, have been playing some good basketball. So, John, anything else you want to say?
Not really.
Go to
Fun
Stadium
season.
Rant. Go to
Fun
Stadium
season.
Rant.
Oh, go ahead.
Go to College Sportscast. Like, share, all that. We appreciate you guys. And it has been a fun season, and we'll stay on and do these for a little bit here in April, and then probably do like once a week.
Fun season, man. We had fun here at College Sportscast, Stadium Rant all season long. It just felt like, to me, it just felt like Florida was the best team all year long. There was times where I even said that they had the best team, and they proved that tonight with their comeback and the way they play. Now, they went through a little spell there where they didn't play great, lost to Georgia, lost early to Kentucky. But I think once they clipped in towards the end of the year in the SEC tournament, they was a completely different animal. And I thought they was the best team going into the tournament. I thought they was better than Auburn because Auburn had kind of slacked off.
He's throwing that in my face because I said Auburn was the best team all year.
They hadn't been playing good. Auburn hadn't. And I felt like, Auburn had lost some games they should have won. They lost the Alabama game at home. Then they lost to Tennessee in the tournament, in the SEC tournament. They just never looked the same. They never looked like November, December Auburn, which is unfortunate because, you got to be playing your best ball in March. And unfortunately, they did not. Now, they won a few games in the tournament that they looked like November, December Auburn at times, but they never got back to that level like they did when they was routing teams early in December.
Auburn ended the season 5-4 in their last 9 games after the Kentucky win. Let's just say it. I think that changed them.
There was a lot of boo hauling and a lot of cockiness that happened after that game, and
I think that changed them.
I think there was a lot that after that game. It was just they never was the same anymore. But
all right, y'all, we are going to call it a night. Appreciate y'all being on with us and having some fun with us during the national championship game. 65-63, Florida over Houston. Florida wins their 3rd national championship. And congratulations to the Florida Gators for winning the national championship. Yep. Y'all have a good night. We will see you next time.